Welcome to Camp Cookout Adventures. Join us for a night out on Dartmoor as we go across the moor in search for a waterfall. Let's go.
It's Camp Cookout Adventures. It's Camp Cookout Adventures.
Welcome back everybody. We start this day's adventure by the scout hut at Sheep's Tor village. On the horizon just behind us, as you're well familiar if you checked out the channel before, you got the peak of Sheep's Tor. We spent a couple of nights up there, some more eventful than others. And today I'm joined by Sharon and Kenton, who are going to be leading today's expedition. The mission is we're going to go on the hunt for a waterfall somewhere out here in this desolate place. So let's see if we can find it. It's gorgeous. It's the start of spring, early May, and it is, as we Brits say, roasting, sweltering, boiling. All those words start coming out around this time of year. We've been travelling south from our starting point and ended up at this here farmhouse, which Kenton and Sharon have told me is the setting for Spielberg's movie War Horse. I don't know anything about it, I'm afraid, so I can't give you any facts on it because I've not seen it, but I certainly know it's a famous one. Check it out. So this place is Ditsworthy Warren, and it never occurred to me before really, but if you can see over there on that hillside, Sharon's just pointed out to me, there's like an oval mound of earth, a little turfed top to it, and that is the warren apparently. So a warren, although we would have all heard of that many times before, is literally just an area that people have kind of cultivated for rabbit breeding, and that would have serviced all of the local mine workers with a nice hearty meaty meal. Here's an example of a warren, this big old oval mound of earth. Looks like they're still using it and all. It's got plenty of bumps in the top of it. First obstacle of the journey is a little ford that we got across here. That is horrible under feet. That is horrible. Oh, there we go. Camp Cookout Adventures Great River Crossing. Christ alive. You would never believe, looking at that tiny little river, that that would be a tricky crossing for anybody. But when you've got like 20 kilos on your back, all loaded up high, you lose a lot of balance. The rocky bottom to that thing is really sharp, and they're all covered in like this mossy algae stuff, so very, very slippery. That was way more of a challenge than I actually thought it would be. We've been travelling south from the War Horse farmhouse up to Hentor, and now we're just turning back on ourselves. It's been really desolate and plain everywhere, just real open landscapes, and now we're just on the top part of this valley. As you can see, we're seeing a little bit of wooded area going on. And what's the waterfall we're going to come across, Sharon?
Shavercombe Waterfall.
Shavercombe Waterfall, that's where we're headed.
There'll be a little oasis in the bottom of it when we get down there.
Beautiful. It's going to be a real contrast to what we've just journeyed across. I know I tend to do this a lot, but reference video games, but I'm telling you, this is just screaming out as like a great fairy fountain from Legend of Zelda. Be good if you could get your armor upgraded here. Beautiful. What a great find. Mooching around with Sharon and Kenton, and they've been telling me that if you see this stuff here, this fluffy white stuff, is known as bog cotton. So you best avoid the areas where it's growing because it may be an indication of very wet ground underneath. We've done a big loop scouting for a camp spot tonight, and we've settled on coming up to Hentor, which we are stood on the very apex of right now as we speak. As you can see, I'm really glad that we made the effort to come up here because the view is absolutely spectacular. It's a really calm night tonight. There's barely any wind, which is a good sign. So yeah, we're going to get our tent set up. Unfortunately, with it being sunnier weather and slightly warmer and less wind, you've got midges. So there's always something to cause you a little bit of discomfort. But down here we've got a nice little grassy level patch where we can set up the tent. So let's get that done. Well, we've done all of our work for one day. We've wandered right the way across the moor, found that waterfall that we were after and set out for. Got up here to Hentor and set up camp. We've got a coffee on the go. I'm going to have a bit of food later on. Not quite hungry yet. So what I'm going to do, we've got about 2.5 hours before sunset. And the location we're at the moment is just getting these really wild cloud formations. They seem to be actually forming where we are. It looks really good over time-lapse footage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab you lot, the camera. I'm going to plonk you up there on top of that rocky outcrop and just leave you film for 3 hours so that we're going to get that beautiful sunset and all of that amazing cloud formation stuff going on. It's going to be really cool. I'm looking forward myself to seeing the footage. Past 9, sun's gone down. We've had a spectacular sunset up here on Hentor, and I'm starving as usual, so it's time for some dinner. Nothing too fancy tonight, I'm afraid. I'm not exactly going to impress you very much. We've got a ribeye steak which I'm going to sear up alongside a little bowl of miso soup with some rice in it, just for a few carbs. We get our tranguillet. Oh, it's cold. It's been a beautiful day, but the temperatures just plummet at night time out here on the moor, especially with the exposure to the wind, and the wind's picked up a bit too. This is just a little jar of white miso. It's a paste, like a Japanese soup, fermented bean. So I'm just going to work a nice big dollop in there. And the water's getting nice and warm. Here we are. Just got a packet here of steamed cooked rice. So all I'm going to do is dump that in my soup. Just bulk it out with a bit of carbs. Just going to go right in there. Good noise, isn't it? Well, there we are, a very simple dinner tonight. It's not pretty, but it's tasty without a doubt. Ribeye steak, miso soup with rice. Handsome. Cheers, everyone. Hopefully. Oh, what a thoroughly enjoyable evening. You join me back in the Van Gogh Banshee, all snuggled up in our bed. I'm trying something a little bit different tonight. I've got myself a extra large bivvy bag. So I've actually bundled myself up with all my jackets and jumpers and coats and all the snuggly stuff inside my sleeping bag, and then dumped that also inside the bivvy bag, instead of taking like a blanket or something like that, to see how this works with the old thermal insulation. So we'll see. But yeah, it's been a lovely day, just gently mooching across the moor as we do. Dinner was very, very nice. It was a bit of a faff today, but it was nice regardless. We've had a couple of very nice whiskies, thanks to Kenton for bringing along a particularly good bottle. Had a chat whilst watching the stars and the satellites go over, and yeah, it's been magic. It's time for me to rest my eyes, and I'll see you guys in the morning, I suppose. Yep. Bye, everyone. Good morning, everyone. We're blessed with another beautiful day today. Totally clear skies, a gorgeous morning. Slept too late in to catch the sunrise, but the views are still absolutely beautiful. Conditions in the night were nice and calm, which resulted in a good restful night's sleep, which is always a blessing when you're going out camping. So the mission is this morning is to go get some breakfast prepared, pack down all of our stuff, and get ready for our hike today. Gonna do a really easy and simple breakfast today. It's just a Heinz can of beans with sausages in it. Can't be bothered faffing around cooking up a big fry up out here on the moor. Let's just get some calories in yet, ready for today's hike. Whack a load of cheese in there as well, look at that. Oh, that's quite a way to start your day, isn't it? Cheesy beans and sausages, Ritz crackers, a nice strong coffee, and I've even got a Snickers bar here to chase it all down with afterwards. Handsome. Plenty of calories for a good hike today. We covered over 4 miles yesterday getting up here and around the loop, around the waterfall. With a big old heavy pack on, it's fantastic exercise. And despite it being bank holiday weekend, we didn't see a soul out here. We've had this entire span of the moor all to ourselves. It's been an absolute idyllic privilege. Wonderful. Really blessed with the weather as well. It's been really great. I've really enjoyed this trip. Looking up on this little rocky outcrop there, I can't tell whether that's going to be a nest or maybe just a load of foliage, so I'm going to climb up there and have a little gentle look. Let's see what it is. Well, yeah, I was right, it's definitely a nest. I'm not going to get any closer myself, but I'm going to extend the pole so that you can have a look inside of there. Cozy looking thing in this desolate place. Looks like he's used some sheep wool to insulate his feathery butt. And today we're going to walk down Hentor here over towards this area where there's a load of ancient structures. So there's some big standing stones we want to check out, and I believe some ancient king's burial mound. That's one campsite is as clean as a whistle and not left a single spot of bean juice anywhere. So we are now journeying down from Hentor to the valley below. We ventured down and are standing on top of a place called Giant's Cairn. It's a great big burial mound of some description. And just behind us, which you would have seen in the footage before, are some standing stones, which are some of the highest in Dartmoor. Well, ladies and gents, we are homeward bound. This path links up back to the scout hut where we parked up the car. Over there is Sheep's Tor, where our journey began. And this has been an absolutely fantastic little night's camp and hike over the Giant's Basin in Dartmoor. I just want to shout out and say a big thank you to Kenton and Sharon for planning this little trip. It's been a really good one. If you've liked this adventure video, please do me a favour, hit that subscribe button on the Camp Cookout Adventures channel, and I really hope to see you guys coming back and watching another adventure video really soon. Take care, everyone.